Oh, hi, Veronica.
Hello, Isabel. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you.
So, thank you for taking the time for the session. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, and thank you for your time.
And as you know, I might take some notes, but I just want to double check because it's something I usually do.
Sure.
Just to double check if I'm like looking down, most likely I will be writing some notes.
Well, when I'm looking down, sometimes I stroke my dog, so.
But it's just that my attention will be on the session and I'm here to support you. So that's the main thing.
Okay, thank you.
We have about 30 minutes, and I wonder what you would like to focus on today.
Um, it's me again, coming with big thinking, big picture. Mm, I guess we're talking coaching in my business. And something to do with my expertise as well and my interests.
Yeah,
And I think what happens is that I have big ideas. And I mean, they might be even brilliant. Who knows? Maybe they are amazing.
yeah,
But there is a big difference between it's almost like daydreaming, sitting in the home and thinking about all these cool things. Oh, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that. And I'll research and I'll learn and I'll make notes and work, right? Work on this thing. But I need eventually I need to come down to earth,
yeah,
I always call it like I'm in the universe of possibilities and I see patterns and connect things and
yeah,
it's so cool, right? And then I'm like, no, down to earth, Veronica. What do you need to do today to get your coaching clients, right?
yeah,
Like what you need to, how do you promote yourself on social media? And the thing is, not just questioning myself, how am I gonna do this? What am I gonna do? I need to do it, you know? Like
yeah,
I need to take action.
yeah,
So that even yesterday I was doing something, listening to some videos, learning things useful for my business, sure.
yeah,
And at some point I just paused and I was like, no, you're gonna post on your Instagram right now, Veronica. I was like,
yeah, yeah,
what am I gonna post about? Maybe something to do with New Year. I went to ChatGPT. I was like, ChatGPT, can you tell me something about New Year? But I want it to be motivational, inspirational, blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
It
yeah.
gave me ideas. I spent maybe an hour, but I created a post with like a few slides, and I posted it. And I was like, okay, at least I get some movement, like some doing.
Yes,
And I'm just such a thinker. I'm such a think. I'll think and think and think, and then get tired of thinking.
yes,
And I don't really know what I need. I just need to do things. And I'm aware of it. I work on it. Um, so I don't know. It's something to do about balance.
okay, yeah.
Maybe it has something to do with being bored, right? Like doing
Mm,
certain things that are boring. Maybe, personal life is a bit boring. I always think,
yeah,
I
yeah,
hate this winter. And I'm like, I spend evenings working because I feel like I'm bored. Like literally. Like I do a few
mm,
things during the day, and then the evening comes, and those evenings are so long and dark, and I feel like there's nothing to do. So I'm just gonna work. And
yeah,
it's not bad. It's not bad. I'm productive and I do things. It's fine, especially if I'm enjoying other things during the day,
yeah,
right? It's kind of fine. I just shifted the schedule.
yes,
Um, I don't know, maybe I just need some strategies or like a system that
Yeah.
I make sure that I do things. Like thinking comes easy. I do it anyway, and I'm going to anyway, no matter what,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
right?
Yes.
It's natural. And the
Yes.
learning is very natural. So my therapist said to me once,
Yeah.
like I've not spent much time in therapy and I don't remember half of the things, but I remember this one thing. She said to me, "You thrive in learning." And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, I never thought about it this way, but
Yeah.
that was it. That is so true. And it
Yeah.
makes sense. I've done a PhD, like
Yes.
right.
The evidence
Makes
is in
sense.
the pudding in a way.
Again,
The evidence is in the pudding.
right? Like, can't argue with that. So
Yeah.
the thinking, processing, having
Yeah.
ideas,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
thinking out of the box, and then researching the market, what are people talking about dopamine? Well, maybe I'll talk about acetylcholine.
Yes.
So
Yes.
all of this is there, but I need to be doing, and it needs to be a little bit like maybe a little bit of a like a habit, a system that, oh
System.
well, if you've learned this today, post about this,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
whatever it is.
Okay. Okay.
Or maybe, but then, it's just like it's like it works. Everything has to be perfect. So then I'm like, I question it then, and I'm like, okay, if it was that simple, then I would be posting about all of my hobbies and all of my interests. Because today I watch about tennis, but I also talk about ego mind, and I also read about story brand and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
coaching. If I taught you all the books, and quantum physics. It's like-
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, that's too simple. So I think it's like I need a little bit of a system to be like, maybe the things I read about, sure, something that I learned about, but maybe it's aligned with my content pillars or some sort of strategy that I have for social media.
Okay.
Or maybe it's the kind of the opposite. Maybe I'm like, no, no, Veronica, this is your hobbies. This is your hobbies. What do you need to post about? Right? And I was thinking about this one thing to post about very regularly, even if it means every day. Maybe not every day, but very regularly about one thing, to train the algorithm and social media.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then it's not about all of those things that I'm learning, right? Then it's
Yes.
just like, no, narrow it down, focus on this one thing, make it
Okay.
simple, right?
Make it
So,
simple. Yeah.
so I don't know which way.
Yeah.
I'm brainstorming it right now as I'm talking to you, but
I know.
it's a lot to do with how I spend, time and energy. Yeah, it's definitely about my energy because I'll deplete myself very quickly. I'll go
Okay.
into the depths of acetylcholine and attention and the
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah.
And I forget myself. And then when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm so hungry. Oh, I'm like,
Yeah.
I've not been
Yeah.
outside today. Actually, I'm gonna go for a walk. And I'm like, where's work done? Where's the posts on social media? Where's the website? Or like.
Yeah. Because as you said, it's almost like, and it's a strong metaphor, a powerful one, in my opinion. You go to this universe of
Yeah,
possibilities,
yeah.
and then there is also another part of yourself that says, come on, you need to take action. And am I right?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the reality of
The
things.
reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like daydreaming, and then you go back to reality and you're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like where's my
Yeah.
money?
Yeah.
It's like like yeah, it's easy to daydream. It's easy to
Yes.
daydream and think about dreams, but without action. And that's
Yeah.
what coaching is about, isn't it?
No, I understand. And I'm wondering, Veronica, if this was a good session for you, what do you think will be something you would like to take that that was a good session?
It just something to do with this strategy.
Yeah.
Something to do with just a little bit of something that I can take that box that something is done, right?
Yes.
Like something that brings me down of like, oh, it's so tough, Isabel. I think it's about habits
Okay.
because I have implemented certain things. As I'm talking to you about like this strategy, I'm like, well, I have downloaded that app. And I quite liked it actually. But before it became a habit, I dropped it and already forgot about it. 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I forgot I have the app on my phone.
Okay.
And it's like a productivity app to
Yeah.
something dings, do this now, do that. Have you done this? And it includes all the healthy stuff, right? All of the things that are really important to me to make sure I've done it during the day. So
Yeah.
that's good, right? And that's when you tick it off and it makes you feel good that it's like it's done for today. And it helps me track things and helps me realize that I've done things. Sometimes I do things, but I don't recognize it. And then
Right.
I always feel like I've never done enough. That job well done
Yeah, the job well done.
from the last session, yeah.
Yeah.
So I rarely have that sense of like, oh, I've ticked this, I've done that. No, no, I've been productive. It's fine.
Yeah.
And I need that sense of a job well done, being productive in order to relax. I need it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, I'm like, what have I been doing all day? Daydreaming
Yes.
again. And I'm like, the
Yes.
job is not done. Mm.
Yeah. So if you had a strategy and a system that you would know at the end of the day that you had a job well done, how would that look like for you at the end of the day?
I think it's just that sense of satisfaction. Um, it's a sense of satisfaction, but like I'm thinking about my audience for my business, and I've been thinking about it for months. And then eventually I got to the point when I was like, well, I think it's just gonna be women like me,
Mhm. Yeah.
because I just resonate and what works for me, there's a big chance it's gonna work for them.
Yeah.
And therefore I can design a course, I design something for them to help. And one thing that I've been thinking about them, like them, not me,
Yeah. Yeah.
was that sense of attachment to achievement,
Yeah.
right? So I was calling my audience the high achieving women. And I don't see it negative right now. Like I see it as ambition and as I don't know, young entrepreneur, startup, like I'm starting a business. Sure, I need to work hard. And also like it's purpose driven because that was my point, right? I wanted a business
Yeah.
that I is meaningful to me, that I have an impact on people. So of course I'm attached to it, I'm like,
Absolutely.
I don't see it as so, if I was having long lists of things to do and I was ticking them all off and still feeling like it's not good enough,
Mm.
I would be like, okay, I'm negatively attached to some weird productivity.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's not that. It's just I don't tick the boxes. Or like I'll tick boxes of like all the basics. So for me, it's like, well, I'll make sure that health-wise, everything is ticked, right? I've done my walk outside, I've drunk my water, I had a healthy
Yeah.
breakfast, right? So it takes time and energy.
Yes.
And then it's work. And then
Yes.
I don't tick off the things that I was supposed to do for work. I don't tick them off, right?
Right.
So I'm like, I don't see it negative. I see it as I think, but I don't do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I think if it was done, I think I would have a sense, yeah, a sense of a job well done, a sense of satisfaction, and I think it has something to do with release. Like I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
there is something to do with it. I feel anxious, but I think it's just so big, Like then we can link it to, well, obviously I need an income and I need to pay my bills, right? So then
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
talk about association with money. Yeah, sure, I feel a little bit pressure
Yeah. Yeah.
because of that. So maybe I do feel a little bit anxious about that. Doesn't change the fact I need to get out of the rut and not just think I need to do.
Yeah. And you mentioned a couple of times around work and your and the beginning of your business, which, I relate to you by having a business that at the beginning is it can be challenging, so I can empathize with you. If we could look into the session, and as you said, you want to have a system and a sense of a job well done. Is any particular area around work that maybe we could look into more closely today?
Well, one thing is I'm doing this course, online course. So what I did is I told my boyfriend and
Hmm.
I said to him, "Hey, can you hold me accountable?"
Yes.
And it was such a good conversation, actually. We were messaging each other from different rooms, on the phone,
Yeah.
text messages. And he asked me how would I like him to do that? Because he knows that if he asks me if I've done something, then I get angry that he's telling me what to do. And I'm like, don't tell me
Right.
what to do. So he was honestly asking me, how would you like me to do that though? And I
Yeah.
said to him specifically, can you ask me, can you tell me every day, hey, you were asking me to remind you about
Hmm.
this course. I'm reminding you, and that's it,
That's
right?
it. Yeah.
So it's like he's my alarm. He's my accountability partner, right? Have you done
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
And that's relatively easy and that's why I paid for the course. And I was actually doing it yesterday and I was thinking, I'm not sure if this is worth this money. And then I was thinking, you know what? But it gives me that structure that I need.
Yeah.
Like the knowledge, sure, but the structure, I just go from one video to another and I tick it off and
Yes.
it's done.
Yes.
So it makes me feel like the sticking boxes, something is done.
Yeah.
It's almost like maybe I need a goal for the day, each day.
Yeah.
Maybe I just do it in the morning, but it has to be very small, like in a sense, like, no, I'm working on my branding, and then that's so
Right.
easy for procrastination as well. So the moment we're talking about branding, I'm like all over the place, and then I
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
procrastinate, and that's not working. It has to be a little bit more like watch this video, right? Because that's what the course is. It's just you're gonna watch another
Yeah.
next video
Yeah.
that is in a row, right? So maybe it just needs to be something like in the morning, I have three things to do.
Hmm.
Sounds a lot because I go so deep with these things. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it would be too much. I
Yeah.
think it would be too much. And it will be, I don't like switching between tasks and big things.
Yeah.
Like it takes me a long time to drop the other thing and start a new one.
Yes.
And I recognized it in the past. So there were times when I was actually thinking maybe a whole day should be about this one thing.
Mm.
I'm gonna write it down each day. No, a whole day. Because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. I don't know if tomorrow is gonna be about something different, about the same thing.
Yes.
As I'm saying this to you,
Mm.
it reminds me of something else again. So that's something that my boyfriend recognized, and it's so true. He said to me one day that I'm really good at courses because it's just like there is structure and then, like if there's structure and my focus on some certain things, and every day I go and I'm like, today it's this, and
Yes.
tomorrow, and
Yes.
it's I know what's gonna be tomorrow and the day after
Yeah.
tomorrow. I'm
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
up and it's
Yeah.
gonna be the same day, the same thing, right?
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
like not necessarily the same thing. It's just like there's like a system to it, right?
Yes.
Like
There's a
the
system.
content of the
Yeah.
course, right?
Yeah.
And I'll excel at it. I'm like, I'll smash it, It's like I finish and I don't feel great and I don't know, I don't remember half of the things, and then I do the test and I'm like, easy,
Yeah.
and I've done a 4-year PhD like that, basically, right?
So you had a system that worked with a PhD. I wonder, what do you think?
With a PhD, it's different because it was very, very long term.
Yeah.
And it was moving from one thing to another, but you never knew what was going to be the next thing. No clue. Because it was based on the results. You know, you're focused on one
Yes.
thing, you have results, and then you decide where your research going to go next.
Yes.
Right? Um, how do I narrow it down? Like I just so there's like I'm working on branding. I'm working on this course that has to do with sales. I'm working on coaching, practicing my skill, and I have still reading the book. And it's like I see it as branches. Like it all has to do with my business, and there's like many branches of them and
Yeah.
areas that I am looking at. And I cannot pick one to be like, pick this and focus on this for a month. I'm like, no, that's not good enough. I'm like, I can't just focus on this for a month. Um, maybe it could be on a weekly basis. I'm gonna write it down weekly.
Mhm.
And then maybe if it was on a weekly basis,
Mm.
then it's so much easier for me to be like, yesterday I was brainstorming this branding idea, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's say it's Monday, right? And then on Tuesday I wake up and it's easy for me to pick that up, right? And I'm just like, because
Right.
I'm still remember it was relatively recent.
Yes.
And what often happens is that like I brainstorm something and it's great, like loads of ideas, write it down. I have notes and I have everything, but I drop it sometimes for weeks. And then weeks later, I'm like, oh, what was this about? What was I
Yeah.
writing?
Yeah.
And it makes me feel like energy wasted. It makes me feel like it takes so much for me, energy and attention to go back to it, try to figure out what it was. And then
Yes.
it's like it seems so foggy. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know. The- And sometimes like these ideas actually has changed already.
Yeah. I
And I'm like, oh,
understand.
this is not relevant anymore, actually. So something to do with 2 bullet points for the day of
Mm-hmm.
specific tasks. Like you watch this video,
Yeah.
right? And you read that chapter maybe, right?
Yes.
That
Yeah.
it's like very, okay, chapter. So there's structure somewhere. The structure's in the book, right? Or the structure's in the course. Um, Maybe that will be good. And at least I can test it, right? So if I tick it off at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, do I feel good about this? Like, is it giving me the satisfaction and the relaxation that I need? Because
Yeah.
it's very obvious how I get relaxed when like a job is well done.
Yeah.
Very obvious to me.
Yeah.
And the bigger question is a little bit more of this kind of theme. Would I have like a theme for the week?
Mm.
And maybe somehow I could like this universe, just like a planet.
That's a good
Mars.
metaphor.
Maybe it would be Mars, Venus. Like,
Yeah, it's a good
and
metaphor.
listen, it will gonna be Mars, Venus, and Earth, right? And then when I veer off, it's gonna be the bloody moons. And I'm like, no, Veronica, you're on the moon.
Yeah.
Back to Earth.
Yeah. But that's a very powerful imagery
Wait,
of that's a powerful imagery. And I wonder because we started in terms of finding a system and this feeling of the job well done, what do you think has been helpful in our conversation?
it's this. It's how I operate. And it's just
Hmm.
we've had so many sessions with how I operate, with this universe of things in my head. It's just so big and complex, and I'll go in depth to every little bit of it. And then I'll come out and I'll catch up another and I'll go to every little bit in
Yeah.
deep detail, about and I just feel like I constantly feel like I need to narrow it down somehow. I used to talk to you about grid.
Yeah.
I used to talk to you about something. I remember I used to describe it a little bit like there's darkness, like there's just so many things, and I'm like going like looking for a thing to attach myself to, and it's like, oh, maybe I should do this, I just feel like this system, like a strategy for today's session.
Yeah,
Great. So I have two bullet points for the day,
yeah,
and maybe I'll think about it as planets and moons, and I have a sense of like where I'm veering off the thing that I'm supposed to be focused on. But I feel like I just need this a system, something bigger than just small strategy. I need like a system that I can apply to other things, right? Like, can I apply? And I'm so visual, like with this universe, like the pictures I describe are so visual. It's almost like sometimes it's killing me. It's like I open Canva and I have whiteboards and I open Notion and I'm like, it's somehow, it's like, I say it's the price. It's the price we pay for being intelligent.
yeah,
I'm like, I think for so many years people were telling me that I'm intelligent and I never believed them. I was like, nah, everyone can do this. And I get to the point that I do so much thinking during the day. I'm such a thinker, philosopher.
yeah, yeah,
I'm laughing. I was telling you how I'm like a doctor of philosophy at the end of the day, right?
yeah.
Not a doctor of neuroscience, I'm a doctor of philosophy. And I just feel like as a thinker, I need something to be grounded, like the system into chapters, into some sort of course, into video, just something
Yeah.
like a system, and ideally imaginary, like the something to do with the planets and the moons, but that's something that could be applicable to other things.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't know if with PhD it was slightly different because I was doing experiments and they were very manual and they were very much things labor, right? So it was a lot about doing.
The doing.
And
Yeah.
I think that was I was really good at it because it was grounding me, going down to like, no, I'm just in the
I
lab.
understand. I
I'm in
understand.
the lab and now I'm doing this experiment. And not
Yeah.
just that, what I would do is before I go to the lab, I would have printed out exactly everything that I needed to do. And I would go with a piece of paper and I would go to this mode of doing. So
Yeah.
now and I would put headphones in,
Yeah.
sometimes, against the rules, something's supposed to. I would have headphones in, music on, and I'm doing. And I'm in the flow, loving it. And I loved working in the lab.
Yeah.
And it was very much this like taking me out of my head to manual
There
work,
was a
right?
balance, I guess. What do
Yeah,
you think? Yeah.
yeah.
There was a balance.
And it's like, there's something about balance. That's a good word. I don't feel that balance. There's too much thinking, not enough doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
So yeah, that's quite big. I don't know. I think about it. I think about whether something to do with this universe could be actually a powerful visualization for me. It's like, no, you're
Yeah.
on the moon, Veronica now, right? Like you're.
And I wonder after this conversation, Veronica, how would you know that you are moving towards that place of balance, I guess? How do you think that would look like after this session?
Um, there would be many more posts on my Instagram. They would be just showing up there. And I've done this as well. Brainstorm ideas, save them on software, and not finish them, and not posted them. For many reasons. Sometimes I was just so tired. I was like, oh gosh, I'm
Mhm.
not finishing it today. Sometimes it was like tea time, and my boyfriend was like, tea is ready.
Yeah.
Um, but they would be out.
Mm,
I think they would be out. Maybe I would just get up the next day and I'm like, well, you've not done it. I'm doing it now.
yeah.
Right. But instead, I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking,
Right. Right. Yeah, right.
um, maybe it has something to do with that. Like, how do I make sure maybe the things that I need to do, the two bullet points, should be the first things I'm doing during the day?
Right. Right.
That's what I would do in the lab.
Ah,
It would be.
yeah.
And I would show up early when no one was there. And the first thing is I would look at experiments, what needs to be done today.
Yeah.
Because they are like, you need to follow up on what you've started. So it's not like I'm gonna pick what I'm gonna do today.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah. Yeah.
third day of that experiment. So I need to follow up, right? And so I would come to the office often, drop my stuff, and just go straight into check this, check that, plan for the day.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
It was so good. I miss lab. So good. I did enjoy it. And I quit the career because of the system, right? But I like the job.
Yeah, I understand. I'm just aware of the time and I'm wondering, what do you think you've learned about yourself today, Veronica?
Um, that I messed up, Isabel. Um, I just get really easy overtaken by the mind, like the compulsive thinking, yes. And at this point, like I meditate daily and I do exercise and all sorts of things. So I don't know. Like I'm like, it makes me feel tired of all the things that I'm trying to manage.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm managing my thinking mind. So I'm doing meditation for that. I'm also staying healthy, and I'm also sorting out my car insurance.
yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, I don't know, it makes me feel tired, but it also makes me feel a little bit like, well, I don't know, life is unfair. Like, yeah, I'm working, but like I need a business, I need a job, I need
yeah,
income, right?
yeah.
It's just um I'm in this like buffer zone, and it's been a long time. I've been in this buffer zone,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, well, I don't know. It's just it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot, and I would like to be on Mars, but I need to be on Earth, if that makes sense, right?
I
Like I need to ground myself, go back to reality and be like, well,
understand. I
you
understand.
still don't have clients, right?
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
So I think something to do for me is I think it's something to do with the morning and when I start working, it has to be something very structured. It just has to be something like at 9:30 you sit down, you do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And by the end of the day, you need to finish this one thing and then the second thing, the second bullet point. And that needs to be done by the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I need to work a little bit more on my environment to make sure that happens so I don't get distracted.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
To not rely on willpower, basically.
Mm.
Thank
Yes.
you.
You're very welcome. Is this a good place to end?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.